Hi everyone, I've been putting together this beautiful little jar and I will show you how I have done this in this video, but also there's some very precious little inhabitants that I've just put in here. I'm dying to show you. So watch on and you will see me liberating them into the jar at the end. This is an oak leaf fig and it's been living in this little pot since I bought it. I've been happily taking cuttings from it and it's been thriving, but it's a very precious little plant, this one. We've got this lovely jar. And I'll put you the links for all this below. It wasn't expensive, but it comes with this lid. You see, it's got little air holes in the top, which you either do or don't want. It depends if you're doing obviously if you're doing a completely closed system, or just or whether you do want a bit of ventilation. It depends what you've got living in there as well. If you're going to have bugs, because some of them can climb. Anyway, the lid here it is. As you can see, it's a little bowl type arrangement. I thought, does it go that way? But no, it clearly doesn't, because it doesn't stay on. It goes that way, and that means that any condensation that gathers on it will drip down into the bottom, which is great, isn't it? Let me introduce you to what I've got ready. I've got some rocks, I've got some mesh. This is actually bonsai pot mesh. I find it a bit more sturdy than the stuff I used to use. Just the stuff used for blocking the holes up in the bottom of your bonsai pots. I've got gravel, I've got various soils. I've got this little plant just because it's gorgeous. Look at that. It's a type of Fittonia. Isn't he beautiful? Look at those leaves. Gorgeous. Over here I've got some cuttings and some springtails and some moss. So let's go crazy. A little bit of wood as well. So I don't know which I'm going to use as yet. First of all though, let's get some gravel in there. Now, I know you're supposed to use lacquer in the bottom really, but gravel will do. It's just to create a drainage layer. Okay, here comes the noisy bits. Is that deep enough is the question. In the drainage layer as well, I tend to put a little bit of activated carbon. This is just the stuff I've got for doing my fish tank. Here it is. It's good. It's for fish tank filters and things like that. And it just helps to keep the soil in the water. Any water that does end up in the bottom, sweet. That will just prevent soil going down too much into that drainage layer. The next thing we want is this soil. Now, I bought a bag of what is actually badged up as terrarium soil. Again, I'll put you the link for it below, but what I have done is add a little bit of aquatic compost and some extra perlite. I want to try and keep this one particularly light soil-wise. So we've got some perlite in here as well. I'm just using a spare spoon from my kitchen, because the spoons are just the right size for doing this with. So there's my initial layer of soil, and I am going to bank it up at the back. Like so. Now let's start deciding on a bit of hard landscaping. Hardscaping, is that the word? I'm fancying this lovely piece of dragonstone. I have got some super glue in case I end up wanting to stick some bits together, but I don't know if I'll need to. Then the other thing I've got is this lovely bit of wood. Now, do we need both, or is that going to be too much? I just thought it would be nice if it looked as if it was trying to climb up and over the dragonstone, like so. How's that? I think that's rather nice. Will the lid still go on? Yes. Now what I'm going to do is just super glue those two bits together, because I can just keep it steady while I'm putting the plants in and all that sort of thing. So this is just super glue, and I'm just literally putting a dot where I want that to sit. Let's have a little bit there. Don't worry about any visibility of the super glue, the plants will soon hide it. There we go. Pop the lid back on the super glue. That's got it. And I think that's going to do in terms of hardscaping. So we're going to give that a few minutes to cure, and then we'll be back to do some more, to do the planting. So let's put it to one side and think about the plants while that's curing. First of all, I've got my tub of springtails, my little culture. I have obviously got the two plants that I've shown you, but I've also got this lovely selection of moss, which my friend Sam gave me. I believe he bought a big selection from, I think it was Omi, if that's how you pronounce it. Is it Om or is it Omi? I don't know. And then I've got all these little cuttings that I've taken. These little tubs are ideal for this, because they've got a little bit of air ventilation, but they do still keep the humidity up. As you can see, I've got Fittonias, I've got a whatever that is. They get quite big, those do. And I've got this little crawling, creepy one. Got some Tradescanthia too in that one, as well as more of those Photonias. So we've got quite a nice selection of little plants here. I think I'm just going to want a bit of a variegated one and a lot of moss to complement what we've got here already. So be back in a few minutes when that glue's dried, because I can't find my super glue activator. I'll see you in a minute. The first thing to do is to take this little guy out of the pot. I think he's going to go in first. I need to work out whether that's actually several plants or just one. Just so I don't make too much of a mess, let's just bring in this little takeaway tub. So let's get him out and have a good look. Make sure his roots all look okay. They look really good, don't they? To be fair, it was from a local garden centre and they generally are very good. Anything I get from there is usually good quality stuff. I'm just going to gently get most of the soil off, because obviously there's not much room in this jar, and I've just put some fresh soil in. Yeah, it looks like it's several little plants, so I might repot part of it. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, that's why it was looking so nice and bushy. Let's pick out maybe just one to put in. That's a nice little one, isn't it? Let's have him. And the rest I'm going to pop back into pots. I've got plenty of pots. I might do one big pot for all of those, but we can do that later. Bring our little guy back into shot. I was just going to say I've got to decide what's the front, but that is clearly the front. So let's get my little tiny trowel. Push the soil around a bit. And we should be able to just push this little chap straight in. And I've knocked that wood off. That super glue clearly hadn't stuck properly. Oh well. The thought was there, wasn't it? Now what we're going to do is just put a little bit more soil behind there. This is where you get to your fine tuning, really. Don't forget we've got a load of moss to go in here yet as well. Yeah, that really hasn't stuck, has it? Oh well, we tried. Okay, so that's our little Photonia quite happily sat there. I would say, I think, start to get the star of the show in. Now this little plant, as you all know, they're quite sought after. They're not cheap. A cutting will set you back about £8, which is just crazy, isn't it? But he's a lovely little plant. When he turned up, he was in a slightly smaller pot, but he's been doing so well. So I'm going to put him down here in the front, and I hope it'll just spread and go all over there. But the other thing I want to do while I'm at it is take a couple of little cuttings, because my friend who gave me all that moss has recently lost a load of his plants when he left some relative in charge of them. So we're just going to take a couple of little pieces and put them into one of my plant store tubs. But also, while I'm in my plant store, I'm going to take out another Photonia cutting. Remember I said I wanted something a bit variegated in there too. So I'm going to pop that little Photonia cutting around the back here. Gently push him in. There we are. So we've got two different Photonias, and we're going to have this little guy in the foreground. So again, we're just going to take the soil away and see what his roots are like. Now this has been, since I had it, in this little pot, so I immediately repotted it into just a slightly bigger one when it arrived, and it's been in a smoothie cup, so it was its own little tiny greenhouse, which was rather good. And look at the roots that's put out. Look at that lot. I'm surprised it's that much, actually. That's amazing. So I'm just gently teasing that off. I'm probably going to take them back just a little bit. There we are. Yeah, that bit of wood, I don't know why I bothered with the super glue. It really hasn't done anything. So this little guy should just take and spread. I really am hoping so, and I'm hoping it'll go all the way up that wood there and the rock. So finally, just want to get a load of moss in there, don't we, really? I think that's enough plant-wise. Otherwise it's just going to get too much, isn't it? Now the plants I want to put in, first of all I'm going to put a peacock spike moss. That'll be a nice background plant, because I've just emptied out another terrarium, and that was my original plant. I've had a load of cuttings off that as well. So that will come up and over the back. I'll get a little brush in a minute and clean all this where the mud's gone where it shouldn't have done. And then in the foreground, we've got all these mosses that Sam gave me. Don't know what they are. I think he bought a selection box, so there's all sorts in here. But look, we've got this lovely little spiky tufty one. Definitely think we want some of that. The mosses, you can just trim the roots away because they don't really have like proper roots. Or you can just sit them onto the surface of the soil, make sure they've got plenty of moisture around them, and they will just go. And this looks like one of these ones that fans out like a little ferns, look. Aren't they gorgeous? There's several sorts in this pot by the look of it. But I just saw this bit and I thought that's just so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So let's have some of that at the front here. And I don't think I'm going to put gravel or anything on the top of this one. I very often do. But on this occasion, I don't think I'm going to. And I'm going to keep all this over here so that we don't kind of lose the rather slow growing oak leaf fig in amongst it all. Thank you for the moss, Sam. That's a really nice moss mix. So I'm pretty sure he got it from me. I'll link Amy's channel down below as well for you folks, because it is quite an inspirational channel, I find. There we are. I think we're done. So all that leaves to do is to get some moisture into there. Unfortunately, where I put that super glue, it's left white marks, but the plants will soon cover it all. But yeah, we're going to give this a darn good spray. Then I'll clean the glass, and I've got a big surprise coming for you in terms of what's going to go in here. I'll treat myself to some very precious little creatures to go in my very precious little plant. Like that should be enough moisture there, spread all through. So we're going to let that all dry off a bit, and I'll do you some photos. Okay, so the jar's looking great, and we have reconvened into my dining room, so please excuse the slightly distracting background, but I hope you can see what's going on with the jar. Now, this is the exciting bit. These guys have arrived, and this is my little inhabitants for this jar. They are rubber ducky isopods, and this is how they come packaged. They were on special offer from Micro Exotics. They've travelled overnight. They guarantee live delivery. These are the guys. You'll have seen this firm in my videos before. Really need to start a sticker wall. And here we are. So these are very precious. Normally these are very expensive, but they had them on special offer. Also ordered some moss. So here we are then. Let's get the box out of the way and let's have a look and see what their little chaps look like. I'll bring the jar back into view. Oh, I don't know how fast these run, so I'm going to have to be very careful here. In fact, let me go and get a bowl. Here we go. Good old takeaway tubs. Right, let's bring the camera down. You can see what's going on. Oh, this is difficult. People who film this sort of thing all the time, I don't know how you do it. Lots of practice, I suspect. I like how they've packaged them. They've got their own little environment. I'll put their leaves in. You can take their little leaves with them. Looks like there's some springtails on the leaves too. That's good. I did put some springtails in yesterday. I forgot when I was filming. You can take this little bit of moss with them as well. Apparently these guys are shy, unlike my dairy cows, which are complete maniacs. Is this one? Your colours don't look like I expected, mate. Mind you, I think you're youngsters, aren't you? You can take your moss with you. It can all be a nice hidey place for them. Look it all down the back there. Oh, there's one. Oh, look. Can you see? Look at a little baby. Oh, you are the cutest little creature. I can see a little rubber ducky face already. Oops. Hey, sorry. There you are. Oh. You're only a baby, aren't you? Oh, look at that little face. Can you see? Turn round to the camera. Their colours should get a lot more interesting as they get bigger. So let's pop you in. Can't see where he's gone now. Well, I'll keep you updated on these little guys. Oh, you look more like the orange variety. Oh, too cute for words. Too cute. You go and get settled in. I didn't think Cubaris curled up, but these certainly have. I thought it was just the armadillium ones that curled. Oh, legs in the air. Oh, gosh, you guys are cute. You are too cute for words. Oh, sorry, people. I need to put them into their little home. What I'll do, I'll pick out some pictures. I'll find some pictures of adult ones to show you. Right, is that all of them? I think I've got all of them. I'm going to leave this in here in case anybody else crawls out. In case I've missed anyone. I think I got all. I'm going to bring you in for a close-up. I'm deliberately not putting lights on this because I don't want to scare the little guys. Well, so guys, apparently there's guys and girls in here. The idea is that they've sent me a mix. You can see them wandering about down here. There's one little one. The little one. Oh, aren't they adorable? Well, I hope they'll be happy in there. They're running away to hide. So I'm just going to give this jar, give it a little spray at the back where I put all that moss in for them. And I will be putting just like one little... A lot of these little bugs like fish food, koi sticks in particular. So I'm going to put them... There's one, look. I'm going to put them a couple of koi sticks in and I'll put them back on my shelf. Well, watch this space, everyone. There will be updates in time to come. I'll let you know how they get on, but I'm not expecting to see much of them for a while, if at all. And they are only babies. So I'll see you soon for the next video, folks. I will keep you posted. Bye. All these plants need a little help. Classic cars shine in the sun. Guinea pigs on the run.